Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Dai, and today I'm sharing with you my first impressions on the Monochrome Manga Club selections for the month of September. The Monochrome Manga Club is an in-real-life manga club that I host where we read 2 first-in-a-series selections, and we're also doing 2 full series reads. So our selections for the month of September were Volume 1 of the Hitman Stands. This is by Rintaro Oshima, published by Yam Press, rated older teen. We also read Volume 1 of Tune Into the Midnight Heart by Masakuni Igarashi, published by Kodansha, rated older teen. And our 2 series reads that we are currently doing are Haikyuu by Haruichi Furudate. These are published by Viz, rated teen. So we read Volumes 31, 32, and 33. And then we are also currently reading Tokyo Revengers. So we read Volumes 23 and 24 by Ken Wakui. This is published by 7 Seas, rated older teen. Now, as this is a first impressions video and we are not currently at the beginning of these series, I will not be telling you my thoughts on Tokyo Revengers or Haikyuu, but if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on these series, you can check out my Desis 19 diaries. So, let's talk about our first in a series selections. We'll go ahead and start with Tune Into the Midnight Heart. So this one follows a guy who is in high school, and this year his high school, which is an all-boys high school, is merging with the all-girls school, and so they're having co-ed school for the first time. And he kind of has this backstory where when he was in middle school, he would listen to this late night podcast, and he was pretty much like the only listener of this podcast. And so he would have like conversations with the podcast host, but all of a sudden the podcast host stopped posting. And so he's been searching for the host of this podcast. And so with the new girls that have come into the school, they bring with them a broadcasting club. So the broadcasting club makes their first announcements over the PA system, and he hears the voice, and he's like, wait a minute. That sounds like Apollo, who was the host of the podcast that he used to listen to. So he rushes into the broadcasting kind of room, and he's met with 4 girls. Now, all 4 girls are in this broadcasting club. They all have aspirations to do something with their voice when they grow up. When they grow up. Like as a profession. And it's the same thing Apollo wanted to do. And so he thinks that Apollo is one of these 4 girls. So we kind of follow him trying to figure out which one of them it is. And we also meet all of the girls and this guy and get to know them a little bit better in this first volume. This volume was just okay for me. I think I'm a little bit too old for the antics that had happened in this one. I'm not really into like over the top reactions, as you've heard me say before. And the guy that's in this series is full of over the top reactions. And he's like a little bit full of himself too. And I think by me saying that he's a little bit full of himself is playing it down quite a bit. Like he thinks he's 99% perfect. And it comes across in the way that he talks to people and the way he acts and things like that. Plus he's rich. So there are just things about his character that I really didn't like. I didn't like how he reacted to things. And I'm not so sold on how he's trying to get to know the girls in the broadcasting club. And the girls in the broadcasting club, it's a little bit hard to read them. I kind of feel like it's possible that Apollo is one of 2 girls. I've kind of narrowed it down to 2 girls. But I'm not quite sure. And at this point, I'm not sure that I'm all that interested in reading the rest to find out. I think I would read more of this, like on the K-Manga app, say, if it was available there. But I don't think that this is a series that I'm going to invest in purchasing more physical volumes of. It was fine. It's not one of those stories where I'm like, absolutely no. But at this point, I don't have enough interest in it to say that I really want to invest more money in purchasing more physical volumes. So those are my thoughts on that one. And then the next one, the Hitman Stands Volume 1. This one is about a hitman who has become an idol stan. So he has found this idol girl group, and he particularly likes one of them. So he goes to the little small concerts, and he goes to fan meets, and he buys the merch, and he does all of the things, but he's a hitman, and he's very good at his job. And so he decides that he doesn't want to sully the money that he's using to purchase the merchandise with, and decides that he's no longer going to be a hitman. So we kind of follow him as we meet him doing his profession, and then finding about his idol, the girl group, and the things that he goes to, and things like that. And then him like really starting to think about, you know, his profession and the money that he makes from it, and how he's been using it, and all of that. It is really interesting. I really enjoyed this one. I think if you're a fan of the Geek X Hitman or The Way of the House Husband, you would really like this, because the main character kind of has the same qualities as the two characters in those series. And you can see like the difference in how I'm talking about this series as opposed to Tune Into the Midnight Heart. I really enjoyed this one. I'm looking forward to seeing how this story continues, and just seeing him enjoy like going to these events and meeting new people, other fans, and making friends and things like that. It was really fun, and I'm looking forward to reading more of this series. So those are my thoughts on our two first in a series selections. Before I let you go, I do want to let you know what we will be reading for the month of October. So in the month of October, we will be continuing our series reads of Haikyuu with volumes 34, 35, and 36. If you couldn't tell by the covers and you have read or watched the series, we are starting the dumpster battle. So very exciting. These are rereads for me, and so I'm looking forward to getting into those. And then we will also be continuing our series read of Tokyo Revengers with volumes 25 and 26. So as far as our first in the series selections go, we will be reading volume 1 of Kindergarten Wars. This is by Yu Chiba, published by Yen Press, rated older teen for language and violence. So this says, Rita is convict number 999, a former legendary assassin who now works at a kindergarten for children of the world's most powerful people. Her job is to protect the kids from the clutches of would-be kidnappers and contract killers. But even with her overwhelming strength, Rita has one fatal flaw. She falls head over heels for good-looking men, even if they're her enemies. Can she find the haughty soulmate of her dreams amid the chaos at the world's safest kindergarten? So I thought this might be fun. It kind of has the same kind of vibe as like the Hitman Stands. I think probably the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting might be similar to this as well. And so I'm looking forward to experiencing this one. It looks like a fun time, plus little children. It should be really cute as well. And so we'll be reading volume 1 of that. And then we will also be reading volume 1 of Killed Again, Mr. Detective by Inaba. Original story by Teniwoha and character design by Richu. This one is published by Yen Press, rated teen for language and violence. Sakuya Otsuki is the son of a legendary detective striving to follow in his father's footsteps with the help of his assistant Lily Thea. This isn't your average high school sleuth though, because he comes back to life every time he's killed. Being a little too familiar with death and always awakening to Lily Thea by his side, Sakuya is happy to take on low-risk cases. Surely investigating a movie producer's affair on a luxury cruise ship won't pose any real threat. But when the duo ends up entangled in a larger and bloodier situation, Sakuya will have to get to the bottom of the mystery and die trying. So I thought this sounded really fun. It definitely kind of sounds like there might be a little bit of comedy because they're talking about getting involved in low risk situations, yet he's constantly dying. And so I'm interested to see how that is, like why that is, why he's able to resurrect, what kind of sleuthing abilities he might have, and things like that. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes as well. So those are our selections for the month of October. And those were my thoughts on the selections for September. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these series and what you thought of them, but please no spoilers. If you have read the selections for September and would like to share your thoughts with me, you can definitely do so by commenting down below and let me know what you thought of them. Or you can join our Discord, which is linked down in the description box below. And if nothing else and you'd just like to let me know that you are here, if you could leave me some kind of celebration emoji, as it is my birthday month and it is my 10-year YouTube anniversary month, it would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.